Hello, everyone. We are live with this month's episode of Aliens, the Shoulder of Orion, episode 2. We had an episode last month in which shenanigans happened, but before we get into all of that, let's just say how everyone's doing today. See how we're doing, see who we're playing, see how we're feeling about it. I will be playing McKelson, the medic, big air quotes there. Most definitely someone who faked all of their credentials, but is very convincing at telling people otherwise. So, it's fine. We also have with us today Deception Check. Who are you playing today, Deception Check? How are you doing? You're not Deception Check.
Information he picked up from Violet.
I forgot to unmute y'all, but it's fine.
Oh, we're muted now?
No, you're bad. You're good now. You're playing
great.
Granger.
Let's start over. I'm not D20 coup de grace. I am Deception Check. You missed that whole part there. I'll go through it real quick. Hank Granger, just a guy trying to stay alive and kill himself some skin jobs. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent. Fantastic. We are on the top of our A game today. Speaking of on top of our A game, we got Shiny Pilot 206. How are you doing tonight, man?
Doing good. We're definitely on top of our game tonight. Ready to play Blaze, Blaze by name, Blaze by nature. Just excited to be here tonight. Maybe kill some aliens, maybe not. Let's see what happens.
Cool.
So, yeah, ready.
I'm just hoping to survive. But, killing stuff would be fun, too. Maybe not killing my teammates through my poor medical procedures. We have someone who's very competent, though, in most things, and that would be Nuggetosaurus. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I'm Nuggetosaurus. I'm playing Violet, the synthetic, who's apparently got some secrets that even I don't know about, which is nice. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really good with computers, and I'm ready to do some techie stuff.
Awesome, awesome. And, of course, our last player, but certainly not our least player, D20 coup de grace.
Hi, yeah, I'm playing Brewer, and he's a blast from the past.
Excellent. Literal blast. Heavy emphasis on the blast. And of course, we have our phenomenal game master for this evening, Producer Travis. How are you doing tonight, Travis?
Oh, I'm hanging in there just playing a game that's not out yet. You know how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
cool
buddy.
Like that.
Well, here's what happened is we got to playing an alien game, and then they were like, hey, we're going to put out an alien game. And I was like, cool, I'll play your alien game. And they put out 125 pages of the alien game. But it's more of a capsule type, adventure type thing. And we're going to take this thing and make a campaign out of it, kind of on the back of what we've been doing. So I'm pumped. I'm ready to rock. I'm ready to float through space. It's going to be good times. So are we ready to rock?
Yeah. I was born ready.
You're born ready? All right. Let's rock. You hear a boom, boom, boom echo down a long hallway. Its reverberations beat through space. And space. Boom, boom, and space. And space fucking sucks. Okay? Space is cold, full of busted gear, and easy money, and lost souls, and silent death. The year is 2188. A year and a half ago, Weyland-Yutani Corporation lost contact with the research facility 292, the zoo, on LV-310, which is just outside the arm off Theta Reticuli. The Bougainville-class light assault carrier USS Remington was dispatched to reestablish communications and recover Dr. Jeffries. An infantry unit was set down on LV-310 to discover that the head researcher, Dr. Jeffries, not only perished years prior to be replaced by his synthetic assistant Leonard, but was crossbreeding the dangerous local wildlife with a highly lethal, not legal, organism.
Definitely
of
not
great
legal.
interest. No, it's not legal, but it is lethal and it's of great interest to the Weyland-Yutani Corporation. One of the Remington's crew members, crew synthetic Violet, was given secret company orders to collect a sample of this organism rather than risk contamination off-world. Violet chose to have her mind wiped by Leonard, and the crew of the Remington barely escaped the zoo. And after launching ordnance from high in Atmo, destroying all or most of the facility, the crew re-entered hypersleep for the journey back to Gateway, and after 10 months, the Remington and its remaining crew were remotely rerouted to the USCM gunship, the USS Cleolance. Just fun to say. With the situation currently under investigation by the Colonial Marines, executed by USCM Special Investigator Hank Granger, a contract employee of Weyland-Yutani and former Blade Runner. Boom, boom, boom. Music cue. This investigation was delayed when all hell broke loose on the Cleolance, leaving McKeelson, Granger, Blaze, Brewer, and Violet the only survivors. The crew has just sealed the last airlock and secured the last bay, and is finally starting to settle in to their home ship. What you guys doing? What's it like in there?
McKeelson has definitely looked for her stash of alcohol on the ship. It is imbibing of it.
So you guys haven't searched the ship. You've only secured it. You haven't fired up the computer yet. You have simply walked around hitting switches to make sure all the doors are shut. The whole cabin is pressurized. Violet, you're making your way toward the bridge. And where do you think that everybody else falls in the ship right now as things come back online?
I know where Blaze would be. Be securing that ship. Locking airlocks, welding them shut if need be. Getting schematics and systems online as best as he can. He's not too smart, but, you know, he's just a man with a gun and a plan. So I'd probably be sweeping the ship's deck. If anybody wants to accompany him, he wouldn't mind the extra help because, you know, teams of 2 or 3 or 4 would be better than nothing compared to what we just saw.
I'll go with you, Blaze, Brewer says, as he counting ammunition.
Blaze gives him a good, like, solid, like, bro nod, like, yeah, and he gets a big wad of chew and sticks it in his lip.
Well, it's not easy because there's a lot to do. And this kind of ship, you know, this is a very large light carrier. And so, you know, there's a lot to do and usually has a crew of about 50 men. So, you know, you guys have a lot to do. Meanwhile, what's Granger doing as lights start to blink back on and ship starts to wake up?
So when we ended the last game, we had just made it on the Granger shuttle.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And then we evac'd all the air out of their ship, saw the thing fly out, and then we've moved my shuttle over to there and have, like, where's my shuttle at right now? That's what I'm wondering.
Docked with the Remington.
Okay, so it's docked. All right, so then Granger will be grabbing his stuff, since it looks like they're intent on using their ship, which will stupid because it's going to be tracked and just cause all worlds of trouble. But he'll move some of his kit over to a bunk on the ship so he can keep a closer eye on Violet.
Nice. Okay. So Violet, start to check out the bridge, look around, start to interface with everything. Why don't you roll me? Let's do our first roll here right out of the gate because we want to see how much and how fast, as far as a sit rep goes, for the current status of the USS Remington. So, give me, what is it, a Comtech check?
Okay, so how do I do this.
So you've got your Yes Friends, the Alien RPG by Freelog, and she is going to roll her attribute of wits with her skill of Comtech, which I think you do have, which should be substantial, if I remember correctly.
I have core tab.
Now, Comtech, you have a 3 of Comtech, so you're about to roll. I need you to roll 5, 6, 7, 8 d6.
8d6. Okay, wait, hold on. I need to clear stuff out of my way and put this up so I can actually see what I'm doing. 8d6.
Yes, and she does not roll stress dice because she is a synthetic, and synthetic beings do not roll stress.
Oh. So that's a 31 with 2 6s, 2 5s, a 4, 2 2s, and a 1.
So the whole evening, we are only looking for 6s.
Okay.
You are looking to roll as many 6s as possible. If you roll more than 1 6, you get to look at a stunt chart, which has usually 4 to 8 options to do more based on whatever you happen to be rolling. And there's a page and a half for each of those in the thingy. So when those start flying, that'll be interesting. So how many 6s? 2.
2.
Okay, those. All right. Let's see here. The first thing that pops out of you immediately is that the Remington is out of H3, basically, which is the helium-3 gas that keeps most of the ship moving. The main battery cells are low, and some of them are on reserve, and you're nearly out of food. Probably have about 2 weeks left to do it. The NavSat computer automatically starts pulling up your options, and the closest USCM outpost capable of refueling is Imperius Station, which is 3 days out, and it's currently in orbit above LV-213, which is the mining super colony, the Spire Terminal.
Okay.
And it's sort of a known marine USCM outpost, and 3 days out.
Okay. We have like an intercom system.
You do. You can turn on the PA at any time.
Yes, I'm gonna press the PA button. And McKeelson, please attend to the bridge. Attend? No, that's the wrong word. Whatever, come to the bridge.
I imagine that the full
Report,
sentence
yeah.
gets put on there. And McKeelson's just easing out a flask or a bottle from something that's probably supposed to hold medical supplies in the med bay out, and just like, oh, I missed you. Oh, comes over to the comm. I'll be right there. Sort of thing, Violet.
Did that PA go through the whole ship?
Yes.
Blaze would probably stop mid check with Brewer and go, I hope the aliens don't speak English. And keep moving.
I don't think so. And he just follows.
Okay, cool.
Sounds good.
All right. So McKeelson makes the bridge.
Yep.
And as she walks in, Violet, you notice her and turn your head. Just as you're, how do you begin to interact with her? What do you say to her?
So it appears we have an issue. And
Hear
I'm
the
not-
word issue. You
We've got
don't
all the
even
issues.
get to stop. You don't even get to continue. You see a white horse standing in the dark,
like a live horse.
like a live white horse
Okay.
standing in the dark. And then you see a purple orchid bloom right into your face.
Okay.
You feel a cool breeze go past your cheek. And then you see McKeelson looking at you.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of issues. Have you seen what's been happening lately? It's not great.
Did you see what happened just now?
I look around, like, slightly paranoid.
The-
What do you mean? What happened just now?
I saw a horse over there. A big white horse. And there was a purple orchid in my face. That I saw that only? Just me?
Yeah, just you. I haven't had enough scotch yet to have seen stuff like that yet. Do we need to take it to the mid bay? Do I need to look at you? Do you need... Here, I'll offer her some scotch.
Oh, that would have no effect on me.
Well, it's that, morphine, or super glue. You can take your pick.
I don't think any of those would be helpful.
Alright,
at
well,
this
you're
moment.
just... You know, I won't say anything. Alright,
Thank you.
Just...
I will assess.
Run
Anyway.
some diagnostics or something. Plug into a computer. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yes, I should ask Mother. That would be a good idea.
Aye. It could be. Maybe.
Yes. But the issue at hand, we are very
Besides,
low on
okay.
fuel
Oh, we're low on fuel
and
too.
food
And you're seeing things.
and gas.
We don't need food. I mean,
I don't need food.
you really don't need food. I've got
The rest
some...
of you,
I've got
however,
some scotch. That's all we really need. I mean,
can the
honestly.
body survive on scotch after 2 weeks?
I've done extensive experiments, and I'm still alive. So,
Oh,
minimal rations plus scotch, probably.
that is good to know.
We won't look pretty by the time we're done with it, but...
Well, alcohol does have
Theoretically.
some negative effects on the body,
Not... No,
but
that's ridiculous.
we do have an option.
Alright,
There is a station and a planet
alright.
3 days out.
3 days. Alright, that sounds better than a full week.
We could stop and refuel.
Yeah.
It is a USMC organization, however.
There's no non-marine organizational planets within
Are there
A
any
week?
non-marine? I'm assuming no.
Not within 2 weeks.
Not within the time limit of our food.
Right. Well, that's fine. We'll just make
could-
something up.
Park the Remington and take Mr. Granger's
Mr.
shuttle.
Granger's shuttle. Aye. Just coming on that very legal ship with not scrubbed people from the system.
I believe we would have to ask his permission to use the shuttle first, however.
Sometimes it's better to ask forgiveness than permission. But
You can see that she's like processing this.
But we probably should ask for permission in this instance because we're already in a shite load of trouble.
Do you believe he would turn us in? He is the one who came to investigate us. I supposedly do not exist.
It's very strange. And I might not supposedly exist either, technically speaking.
Oh yes, that is correct. You did say you faked
I
your
faked a
medical
lot
certification.
of... Shh. Don't tell...
I would
don't
I would
Granger
never
that.
tell
Alright,
anyone.
thank you.
You're a medic to me, Mick Hilson.
Thank you. I have learned in-depth, on-the-hands training in my field, and I am average in medicinal care now. So
Hands-on experience is the best kind of experience.
thank you. But if they dug real deep, they might not find the McKilson. But if we needed to be other people for this mission, I might be able to do something about it.
Well, I don't exist, so I should be another person.
Alright, who do you want to be? Pick a name.
Can I be Violet?
You can be Violet, sure.
I would like to be Violet.
Do you have a last name?
Do I get one of those?
Probably. People only... No one knows my first name here. Everyone just calls me McKilson. That's not my first name, so...
What is your first name?
That's a very good question. Do you want what the paperwork says, or do you want my actual first name?
What do you prefer?
I pretty much answer. I've answered about like 6 different names at this point. I've had a lot of career change in my life.
I think McKilson is a good way to go for now.
It is. Alright.
Until you decide.
Sure. Alright.
But perhaps we should ask Miss Granger if we could borrow his shuttle and what he thinks on the subject.
Sure, I'd love to know what he thinks on the subject, actually.
Of course.
Let's
I press
go.
the PA button. Mr. Granger, please report to the bridge.
Granger will come, wandering his way around, not knowing the ship as well. It takes him a little while to find his way. He'll walk in and is like, well, yeah, what do you need? I was stowing my stuff.
Great.
So, we have a bit of an issue.
You guys have lots of issues.
That is correct. And now one of them is the Remington.
I told you we should have stayed on the shuttle. It was fueled up and fine. We could have made the nearest base. I could have had things cleared out. We could have you guys back in the Hooskow and everything would have been fine.
I do believe the crew has an attachment to this ship.
I have an attachment to living.
As do most living creatures.
All right, well, what's
But-
the problem here?
We are very low on food, power, and gas. There is a planet and station within 3 days of us. However, it is a U.S. Marine Corps occupied location.
Well, yeah, they're going to want their ship back.
Yes?
Seeing as how you guys are not exactly legally flying it right now.
That is correct.
I mean, Violet, you don't have too much to worry about. As, you kind of come with the ship, but
But I also don't exist.
well, as long as I say you exist, you do.
All right.
But McKeelson and Blaze and Brewer is kind of just staring McKeelson down.
McKeelson's got a glass of scotch and a cigarette and is just...
I don't know if it's in your best interest to continue on with these malcontents.
Why would I not?
Your survival first and foremost.
Malcontents? We're just doing what we're told.
Obviously not. You're smoking you got to smoke in a what is that? A scotch?
It's vitamin water.
Right. All right. Well,
Don't mind the ice cubes.
if you want my opinion, you ditch this ship, you get on the shuttle, we make it back to the base, whichever one's closest, and we report in what's happened. We get you guys registered back in properly, and we go from there. I mean, I'm not an outlaw, so I'm not really all that worried.
We're not outlaws either. All we've
Uh,
done is what the base has told us to do.
No, officially, you guys are outlaws, as you were found in possession with a
With the things they
Marine
told
Corps
us to pick
registered
up.
vehicle, not where you're supposed to be. I mean, I can go back to my files. I got all the regulations you guys broke. I mean, you guys busted a few of them, not just broke them.
And I don't exist.
You keep saying that.
You said that.
You
No,
did
you-
say that.
You said that first, though.
I did not. You told me in the conference room that I do not exist.
Well, hold on a second. And he pulls out his data pad. And he's like, who's calling? Okay, well, I'm getting a call in here.
Getting a personal transmission from your superiors that you hear from regularly, specifically at the company.
Okay.
And you have to open it. It's just attention.
All right. I'll just one minute, ladies, and he'll press the button and see who's calling.
It's like a super company email. You know what I mean? I'd like to think it's like the heavily, encoded and tracked transmission that explains to you in thin green text, very specifically, that you are to escort the remaining crew of the Remington and any other survivors of the Cleo Lanth to Imperius Station immediately. And there are orders for everyone waiting for you with a company rep who is with the Marines on the planet, on the surface at Spire Terminal.
All right, everyone. I guess we just had a lucky day, really. We'll just go ahead and head on down to Imperius Station. I think that's our best bet. You guys need fuel, right?
Apparently, yes, we do.
All right. Well, let's go on down there. It's the closest place, right? That's what you said.
McKeelson?
We need fuel. We need fuel.
All right, I will punch in the coordinates.
I'm good on
Yes.
medical supplies for a bit, though, so we don't need to pick any of those up.
All right. Well, you guys just have a very nice trip. I'll be in my bunk doing a little research, and yeah, we'll see you guys a little bit later. Let me know when chow's being served, all right?
I'll cook you up something real nice.
Better yet, let me know when you guys are eating. I'll make my own, all right? He just turns and walks out.
Marvelous. So everybody settles in for 3 days on this ship that's limping back to home, to Imperius Station. So what does McKeelson get up to for 3 days on this ship?
Well, we're supposedly in a lot of trouble. And so I think McKeelson for the next 3 days makes some fake IDs and drinks most of the scotch that's stowed away in various nooks and crannies and compartments on the ship. In case the ship gets searched, there's not a lot of empty scotch bottles lying around. She'll just space them as she's done with them.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not. What do you mean breaking company regulations? There's not a single bottle of scotch on this ship.
Very nice.
Uh-huh.
So then, as as McKeelson begins her work, and before everybody else can really tell me, because this may affect what you guys are up to. So,
And
Violet,
I think everyone
you
but
spend-
Granger fake IDs.
You're gonna make Granger fake IDs.
No, everyone
did you
but
just-
Granger.
That's good. That's good though. Okay, so you do that. Duly noted. So, Violet, you're on the bridge,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you're watching everybody on the monitors. Why don't you give me another comsat check?
So another 8d6.
Comtech. Yes. 86.
2 6s.
2 6s. So, you're watching the monitors going by. You're looking at just like the sort of heat signatures that get funny all over the ship under normal operating procedure. You know, they're all nominal, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's the actual feeds themselves that show you that down by the heat exchangers and the exhaust vents in the basement levels are a ribbing shape. These long corridors that don't look like the normal piping and arrangement that you should be seeing. It's not pipes and corridors. It's basically a spinal column moving along the ceiling. Then large ridges every 5 or 6 feet should make it difficult to walk through it. And you got 2 successes, so you're able to get the computer to start to look more closely at heat levels in that particular area of the ship, and this particular part of the ship has been resined out for a good 200-300 meters in both directions under the heat exchangers, and it doesn't look like it's going to overheat, but that's the concern if left too long.
Okay. Do I feel like it's an immediate issue, or do I feel like it's something that the station can take care of?
It is not an immediate issue.
Okay. Then I would probably section that area off and make sure nobody goes down there. And then just log it to get taken care of when they assess the ship when we get to the station.
Got it. Brewer, what do you do for 3 days?
I go through the ship looking for things to make improvised explosives.
Nice. When you make it down into the sublevels, you notice that all the doors to the heat exchanging area and all the vents, core ventilation, brain and zone under the engines have been sealed off.
I assume this is not a normal thing.
It's not.
I'll look for the comms.
There's a thing on the wall.
Yeah. I'll go up to it and say, I'm sorry, what zone was it? We're
Under the in the heat exchangers and the exhaust vents.
heat exchange. I'll say, hey, Tin Man, why are all the doors in the heat exchange closed?
You hear Violet's voice over the PA. Am I Tin Man?
Yes, that's you.
Oh, all right. I have found a discrepancy that I would prefer not to deal with until we're safely docked. Would you like to come look at it?
I'll be there in a minute.
All right.
Blaze, what are you up to during this? You hear that over the PA. What are you up to in this moment? 2 hours after you settled in.
Blaze would be in the middle of getting crates and gear together to go into a ship to get planet side for wherever we're headed to. Do we have a military dropship that we're going to be using on remote, or are we going to be using Hank Granger's ship to get planet side?
You are going to dock with the space station.
Okay, it'll be a full-on station dock first. Okay,
Yes.
then Blaze will be grabbing ordnance, food, medical supplies, gear, armor, anything and everything that he can get his hands on for our small group, and staging it near the coupling to the station so it's easy access to get onto the station. Besides the day-to-day necessities we need for 3 days, but the stockpiled items would be there to get ready to couple and be transferred over. And hearing that come over the comm, seeing as what do you hear the whole conversation or only part of that?
Just that bit over the PA.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is, would you hear what Brewer said, or was Brewer's a direct line to Violet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then he would probably sit there and, as he's mid-stacking a large crate, kind of be like, sealed off, what the heck? All right. And he'll finish stacking and kind of spit a big wad of his chew on the ground, and then start strolling his way up to the deck also to figure out why the hell a part of the ship is sealed off for an anomaly. Maybe we should know about it. So
Nice. He's a beast. Every ship needs a Blaze out there. All right. So Brewer walks onto the bridge, and Violet, you notice him.
Hello.
Yes. So what is it?
Would you like to see the cameras?
That's why I'm here.
Of course. And I show him the images. My fear is that it will overheat. However, I don't think that is the imminent danger. I don't think there is any imminent danger. But I would prefer not to aggravate the situation until specialists can take a look at it.
What exactly do I see? The same thing.
You see the reverse spinal column of a resined out corridor with the ridges on the floor and the sort of mist along the ground, and yeah.
What am I looking at here?
I don't know. That's why I've elected not to allow anyone in there at the time being.
It's just kind of flashing, showing you things. And Violet, as you watch the monitors along there with Brewer, and he maybe takes a breath to ask you another question, he sounds a million miles away. As you see a towering city of lights. It could be LA, it could be Tokyo. It's mid-21st century. Massive glowing billboards with smiling artificial faces and cars taking off and landing. And then you remember all the lights going out. There was darkness and confusion and raised voices and gunfire. And you think of all the millions of synthetics in slavery created for a life of total servitude with none of the flaws of their creators and abilities that go beyond them. And you come back into the moment and you're looking at these monitors.
I think I need to sit down. And she takes a seat. Looking slightly shaken, as much as a synthetic can.
Is there something wrong with you? Brewer just kind of like takes his hand towards his sidearm.
I don't know. I'm very confused.
Maybe you should talk to McKilson or something.
I think that is a good idea. And I'll go find McKilson. I'll leave the bridge, just walk off.
Can Blaze be walking in as she's walking out?
Yeah. Blaze
Like,
walks in.
Hey, what the?
Dude,
What's up with her, Burr?
I don't know. There's something wrong with her, man. We should be really careful.
Is she locked down part of the ship?
Yeah, but look at the monitors. Something's strange in there.
Blaze will come over to the monitors and kind of look at them too and be like, "The hell is that shit?"
I do not know, but it might be the right decision.
Quick flashback question. Did we ever see any signs on the ground facility when we were on planet side with the doctor of similar this design, the structure? Was there anything in that base, or did we bug out too quick before we got deep into it? I don't think we did.
No, not
Okay,
really.
so yeah, we definitely wouldn't know.
Doesn't look like any part of ship I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's looks kind of organic. It's like roots or something growing. It's definitely not metal. I can see why she sealed off the ship. I ain't going down there.
I hope we don't have to do any repairs down there.
We'll leave it to the engineers and the decon guys, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, look, I got a whole load of stuff to finish packing in. You know, we're still day out, few hours. I'm gonna get back to work on that. You need anything, Brewer? You want me to grab anything extra for you, bud?
Just a decent meal.
Oh God, is McKilson cooking?
Yeah, again.
She's gonna burn the MREs. I already know it. All right. Page me if you need anything.
All right. So as they conclude that, Violet is walking down a hallway, and over the next couple of days, Violet walks down a lot of hallways on this ship, and slowly she starts to see things. For the first time, you recollect the marvelous things you've seen in your artificial life. You've seen the rings of Saturn close enough to almost reach out and touch them. You've seen synthetics thrown into mass graves on the shores of Avalon at twilight. You've seen C-beams glitter in the dark near the Tannhauser Gate. Those moments rain down on you all at once.
Okay. Yeah, she probably wanders a lot. And probably spends a lot of time in the med bay with McKeelson. And is just super confused, not really understanding why all of a sudden she's remembering all this stuff, or if it's even real.
Beautiful. It's a long 2 days. What does Granger do as 48 hours pass and you get closer to Imperial Station?
Well, Granger will probably be keeping a little closer to Violet when he's got some downtime. Just keeping an eye on her, just seeing sort of how she's reacted with the rest of the crew, how she interacts with them, especially now she's spending time in Med Bay with that quack. I'm really concerned about Violet, but I will also try and set up a basic, whatever a VPN of the time would be. I want to try and do a bit of research without letting anyone know I'm doing the research on this, on the papers that were written concerning the Nexus 7 variant model that disappeared, and what people thought they might be doing, what might happen if that were to become a wild variant running around the solar system. Just trying to get some groundwork to understand what I'm dealing with.
Those are great questions. Roll me a Comtech check.
Really? Okay. So that's going to be
and I'll even give you a it's wits plus if you have any points in Comtech.
Okay.
And I'll even give you a +1 because you have like clearances and
okay.
And
all right, so that's going to be 5d6.
Yes.
No, that's complete and utter failure.
So no 6s.
No, 3 1s actually.
That's okay because you weren't rolling stress dice. Stressed out, so that's all right. You don't go insane from having a hard time. So you're having a hard time, and you know why you're having a hard time. You're talking about something that goes back to hard records. You're talking about something that goes back to pre-blackout America, but you did, previously. You have the information that you have,
right?
You have this serial number. You have this specific information about where she came from. Now, as to the context, that is something that can absolutely be researched. In that, the synthetic resistance, particularly from Tyrell models, went for decades later and into the Wallace replicants, and that the disconnect here is at what point did a Tyrell replicant up for retirement become conscripted into the Weyland-Yutani system that she, because the company embeds these machines in the crews, and sometimes doesn't tell them. And you would be keenly aware that one of the strategies the company uses is the situation in Ash from Alien, which is that you don't tell the crew that one of them is synthetic, and hence the other models. And so certain models that were made to look differently than, say, a David model, which is like, here's your David, open him up. These other models were meant to potentially be clandestine, to potentially lie to the crew, to potentially be double and triple agents working on different ships. And it starts to put the pieces together a little bit for you how one could start to move within the system, since the system is looking for androids that look different than the standard store-bought Wayland model, right? Particularly as we reach 2180 and get closer to 2190, where there's so much competition and there's so many different models being built. So it's just made absolutely clear to you that she is a survivor, and the odds of her having some sort of help from within the company are about as good as her not having them, because of what they were looking for and because of some of the things that you've seen her do, right? She's fast with the tech around the ship. You've seen a lot of synthetics in your life. She's sharp. She's keen, and she's capable. But there is something wrong. There's something going on, and you can't quite put your finger on it.
But I'm starting to believe that this Violet's been having help, probably. There's no way a 7 her age could get this far along without someone pulling a string.
Well, that is what your gut tells you, and your gut has served you before, but you don't see that in black and white. You couldn't take that to court.
No. I mean, there's one way to solve the problem, but that leaves a big mess. And the crew might be a little bit upset, but we won't be thinking about that right now.
2 days go by. You start to see Imperial Station get closer, and you guys dock. Get in. A very polished crew, impressive, sharp, together. Get you all set up. Excuse me, that is completely unprofessional, and I totally muted the microphone. So you get off the ship, you ask for clearance, just auto docks, everything is smooth as snot, and you dock, and you're greeted by a bright, attractive young lady who shakes your hand. Welcome to Imperial Station. Remarks that, she loves these new, what are these things called? They've got a great name. Bougainville class ships. These are bigger than the ones the Sulaco was. It's actually bigger than the Sulaco. It's beautiful. So anyway, a large crew of 150 people, start to move towards this thing and start to move around it like ants. Start to look into shelves, turn things over. You're asked to hold on to all your personal belongings.
We
have to put the ship back together.
We inform them of the stuff too that's been sealed off, I would like to think.
So she goes, I'm sorry, specifically, did you have to lock anything up, or did you seal anything? Like weld it?
I don't know, Violet. What did we seal?
I simply locked the heaters, right?
Heating coils.
Yes,
Heat
the
exchangers.
Heat exchangers, that's it.
I locked the heat exchangers room because there's a very strange anomaly. You can see on the video recordings over here where they are. They're simply encoded. They're not welded shut.
Look, lady, there's some really organic, weird-looking shit down there, okay? I wouldn't go down there. You couldn't pay me to go down there. Just be careful.
Okay. All right.
Would you
thank
like the
guys so much.
coats?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. And she flips her data pad around so that you can
Yep, I'll type them in.
bypass
And happy. Yep.
By the way, good looking, what's your name?
She smiles coyly at you, and then asks Violet, "Is there anything else that we should know about? Anything else unusual?" going on the ship I should be aware of?
Not that I'm aware of.
Beautiful. We have a code 6. Can I get a cleanup team over on gate 3?
Is that cleanup team for me?
All right, so you are all going to the shuttle, which is in Bay 4, and it is going to take you down to Club Shed, which is down planet side, and you guys can get a drink, put your feet up, hang out while we get this all set up, okay? Pleasure to meet you, and you, and you, and you. Stay out of trouble. As she walks into the ship.
When she faces Granger, he's gonna be like, "And let me know when my shuttle's been released from the ship, please."
Oh, absolutely, sir. We'll let you know.
Thank you.
I have your info.
Blaze is gonna nudge Brewer's shoulder a bit. Be like, "What do you think? Synth, human? $5. No, 20. 20. She's human. They don't make asses like that. I mean, there's no way that's synthetic."
Granger leans in and goes, "I'd take the synth money."
Only real way to know is open them up.
Yeah, straight to business. I like your style.
Drew, I think I like you, man. I like where your head's at. And Granger walks to the next shuttle.
Violet
These
kind of
shuttles-
sticks close to
Sorry.
McKeelson. He's like, none of these people like me. This is
I like you,
bad.
Violet.
Blaze is not thinking the cut open style. He's thinking the other kind of style.
Oh yeah, but
Yeah, uh-huh.
the other two, however.
It's alright. We like you, Violet. You're cool.
But I'm normal temperature.
You are theoretically cool.
Should I get a coat?
No, you're good. You're good like you are. We like hanging around you.
Oh, all right.
You are fun to hang out with.
Okay,
There you
I-
go.
can accept that.
See-
All right, so you get over to Bay 4. You see a shuttle bay open. You see a guy who's half paying attention, tapping away on a data pad. He kind of like tilts his chin. He barely recognizes you. And before you step into the shuttle, you notice that it's gross. It is nasty. Someone has clearly puked right over there. Somebody did something they weren't supposed to do in this seat over there. There's only, 14 chairs on it, and it smells like the men's room at a club.
I'm used to it.
And the guy's just kind of like says your last name as you get closer.
hmm Violet has been given a fake identity as Violet Van Buren. By the way, just so you know, DM.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so as everybody gets onto the shuttle, what do you guys do?
We're just supposed to wait here, right?
Brewer quickly lights a cigarette over the smell.
Can you get that one for me too?
That's cool. You guys actually can smoke in here, so that's fine.
How long did they say we'd be stuck waiting?
2
I
days.
don't believe they did. Oh, they did?
2 days.
2 days.
Sorry. My name's Perkins, by the way. I'm gonna be your shuttle officer for a second. Yeah, they're saying you're gonna be planet-side 2 days. I've got a pickup order for y'all this time, Tuesday. So
Cool.
Hey, Perkins. What does it take to get somebody to get this place cleaned up?
oh, you're gonna have to. Well, there's paperwork. You're gonna have to fill out a thing. I can show you.
You Navy weenies are all the same, I swear. Paperwork this, paperwork that. All right, where is it?
I put up with enough crap. And he like steps in.
I can see literal shite in that chair over there. Don't worry about Blaze. He'll get over it.
He like flips his data pad over and he's like, states your grievance right here, initial here,
Give me
time and date, your name, initials, and then you have to fill out the back. Tap that. Then he goes and he climbs up a ladder to go up. Just as you start to fill the thing out, the whole thing lurches.
I definitely watch
Oh.
as he goes up the ladder.
that. Okay. What was that?
The
All right,
ship-
everybody, let's jump in, please. Thank you.
All right.
Granger sits at the front and he kind of waves towards Violet to come and take the seat next to him.
She'll go and sit.
Violet, I think you should be a little bit circumspect in how much you give away when we meet the people we meet downstairs.
Am I supposed to be giving them something?
No, I would request that you stay near me. Let me do most of the talking when concerned to your identity and your actions aboard the ships. I'm concerned that your existence might cause questions that you can't answer.
Well, I would assume so. I'm supposed to not exist.
Well, no, you exist,
I do. I'm here.
right? Okay, this is going to be harder than I thought it was going to be. Why don't you just consider yourself existent from here on out, and that you are Violet Van Buren?
Yes, Violet Van Buren. I do like the sound of it.
That's not going to really jibe with the records of the ship that they now have full control over. I'm not sure what McKeelson told you, but you can't just appear with a new identity when all the paperwork tracking you everywhere you've been for the last 3 weeks is, well, pretty current. And then I didn't get a fake identification, so if I'm keeping mine, I'm going to make sure you guys keep yours.
So am I just Violet then?
You can be whatever the hell you want to be, but Violet is who you are.
I mean,
Alright,
if you
I
want to be
suppose.
McKeelson, you could be. I could be Granger.
No, thank you. No, thank you, dear. No.
Right, just throwing it out there.
So when we meet these people, should I just not talk to them?
I think it would be best to only answer in short sentences when directly asked a question.
Should
You have had some data loss in the recent past, so your logs are not exactly updated and current. So you'll not be lying. You'll just be protecting certain parts of the truth.
I didn't realize there was anything to protect.
Well, there's a lot to protect right now, especially your friends, I think.
And what about them?
I'm thinking there's just some things going on that may not worry you much going forward, but it may worry your friends. And when I say worry, I mean worrying for their survival.
And how do I help them survive?
By just playing along for now. I have a question for you real quick before we land. Have you been experiencing any particular issues following your data loss? Have you been experiencing auditory or visual hallucinations, data discrepancies, things of that nature?
Does she protect the truth? Like you just told her to.
And you take a breath, and you immediately see this picture. It's in the Roll20 here. I'll make it bigger here. We see this. We see this here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 second, I'll show the audience.
See this thing jump right at you. Ah! Right at your face. Jump scare. Ah! Didn't see that coming. That's why it's so effective.
No.
Used so often. So you see this thing, and then immediately you start to hear Leonard's voice. You start to hear Leonard taking dictation, machine taking dictation for Leonard as he clearly is breaking something apart, and in the voice tells you that he was in the middle of hard work. That the XX121 has molecular acid for blood, and that it has an armored carapace surrounding its entire body, and that it clearly, at this point, it's clear that it needs a host organism to reproduce at all, and it is highly aggressive, lethal, and just sort of this general conversation he has with himself about how it's now clear that this thing is pursued by multiple organisms and agencies around the universe. And you hear this audio diary running through your head, and then it starts to thin out, and you start to hear Granger again asking you this question about auditory hallucinations.
No, I have not experienced such things.
All right. Well, I just wanted to put that out there for you because it has been known in models resembling yours, since we're not exactly sure what model yours is, that when they suffer damages like you have in the past, they can sometimes experience issues with auditory and visual hallucinations, and it can degrade their operational parameters, sometimes making them a danger to both their friends and their co-workers.
Oh. Well, if I experience such things, I'll be sure to let you know.
Please do, because I am looking out for the best of what your group is, I'm looking out for you guys. I don't want anything bad to happen to you. I mean, we've gone through something already, survived it. I mean, most of them are pretty decent soldiers and maybe just got a bad shake. Some, not so much, but I guess they mean well because the others respect them. So, just keep that in mind.
I'll be sure to do so.
He'll pull out his data pad and start trying to communicate with his group.
You're just right away, you see a message that you're looking for a Lieutenant Kidd, KIDD, down on the surface, to reconnoiter with him immediately.
All right. I confirm that we are on our way.
Cool. So this thing has a nasty landing. It's like a school bus with wings on it. It's awful. So, you've been to carnivals that were smoother than this.
No, I don't know what carnivals you went to growing up.
Damn Navy's got no business flying these ships.
The Glasgow Carnival, let me tell you. It's awful.
This thing lands and you get into kind of like, you leave the helipad, which says this like ugly sheet metal, fence around it, and then this gross door that could give you cut your finger open if you grabbed it in the wrong place, and you spill out into one of these nasty pop-up marine tent villages that only shoot up because Marines aren't allowed to go hang out in the corporate mining colony facility with the nice showers and the cafeteria. This is a gutter bucket, take a leak outside, nowhere, hang out until you get orders to go somewhere else.
McKeelson takes a step outside and just takes a nice deep breath of air, as this is more home to McKeelson than a lot of other places have been.
The air is fetid and stale, and it is still, and even then, it is raining. Not like a nasty, hurricane downpour, but that steady, obnoxious rain that never seems to really go away.
Blaze is gonna open the doors and windows to this place, let it air out.
Well, you're outside. You're in kind of a big muddy street. It's like the Old West. You went through this kind of, gate leading to the pad, and you're standing out in this street, and you see the Bang Bang Bar over on the left, and you see the barracks over on the right, and some kind of administrative thing past that, and then just some more ugly, shoddy buildings going off down this gross street.
Great.
Yeah, why don't you guys go ahead and hit the bar over there, and Violet and I are going to go check in at the admin.
Good luck.
Alrighty. Don't have to ask me twice. Let's go, guys.
McKeelson looks ready to go to the bar and, get, meet with other Marines. But she does give Violet a look like, you good with this? Before.
He kind of shrugs and then nods.
He sees McKeelson, he pulls out like a wad of creds, just like hands it over to McKeelson. Oh, first round's on me.
She waits for the Violet nod
Hey.
before taking the creds, and then...
Granger, you ain't so bad. You should come drinking with us, man.
We'll catch up after,
We'll
all
save
right?
a scotch for you.
More of a whiskey man, but that's all right.
I can respect that. McKeelson will go to the bar with Blaze and Brewer.
Yeah.
She'll kind of put an arm around each one of them. Alright, let's go to the bar.
Oh, yeah.
So you guys kind of hook a left, the merry trio, go toward the gross, sheet metal French doors, bar doors there. And Ranger and Violet go walking down the street, and as you make it about halfway down, this small little guy in clothes that don't fit and shoes that are too big for him. He looks like Radar from MASH, only gross, and he's got something over his head. He's got like a paper, something like the equivalent, something over his head. He's like, "Are you Granger?"
I am. Are you Lieutenant Kidd?
"Kidd, sir. Lieutenant Sam Kidd. I'm here with new orders."
All right, what are those?
Well, I'm going to tell you all about them. We pulled your hard files. We recovered some of the data breach. And he points at Violet. "Are you McKeelson?"
No, this is the anomaly.
"Anomaly."
Hello.
That's right.
I've got orders to promote
Next turn.
"Okay. All right. Well, we'll have to talk about that. Can I buy you a drink?"
Sure, that'll be fine.
"Please. Thank you." And he sort of ducks his head and kind of starts to go past you. But before we get to that, 'cause it took a few minutes for all that you guys to walk down and interact with him. Go back to the bar. McKeelson, Blaze, and Brewer walk through the front doors of the Bang Bang Bar.
Good name. Good name.
Alright.
So I'll put some pictures here in the Roll20, but I don't know how to blow them up really fast. So everybody's gonna have to sort of bear with me here. So you notice there's about 6 Marines hanging out, right? There's 4 of them kind of playing poker, for bottle caps and cigarettes and candy. And there's another couple at what passes for a bar. And there's kind of a bartender in a flannel shirt, it's kind of there. Not doesn't look like he's enlisted. Looks like a civilian. And yeah, there's kind of people playing, a couple people at the bar.
Guys, let's go get some of that delicious whatever they got here with some of that hard-earned spook money. Let's get a drink.
Alright. First round's on Granger.
Oh, yeah. So Blaze is going to go marching straight up to the bar and be like, "What you got?" I've been stuck in a ship for 3 days. Been stuck now on a planet for 2, 3, 4, who knows how long. What you got?
And this Marine to your right, who is in this roll 20 picture here. This older gentleman, a pack of cigarettes and the band of his hat. He goes, "I got scabies, son. You want to see him?" Feel bad too.
No. How about
Here,
stuff
look
to
at this.
drink?
You should put some whiskey on that.
Yeah.
Does it look infected?
She's a doc. You should do what she says.
Oh, doctor, no. I think I'll just, maybe my body parts will start falling off, and they'll let me, let me retire.
Not a bad plan.
As long as you don't retire here, right?
Oh, I know it's awful here. It's terrible.
How long have you been?
I've been here. I've been enlisted for 50 years. Watson, pleased to meet you. Okay, hi. Hello, my darling. Hello, my daughter's here. Hello, darling. Hi, honey. How are you? Will you go see mommy, please? Good night.
And then all of a sudden, the daughter of the 50-year-old Marine walks in.
She just walks in from the bathroom.
You just have to excuse me, folks. That's precious.
It's all good.
Wow.
We salute the daughter of the 50-year-old Marine and wish her well on her way out. And
He has a memory of his daughter kissing his daughter goodnight. He has a flashback to.
Starman. Scotch.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Around for all them.
2 burr, 3.
Nice.
Actually, yeah. He'll take the shot and yeah, we're going to need way more.
I...
Well, good thing we were given a whole lot of money. Let's get blitzed.
Maybe not fully blitzed on the first day. Maybe just half blitzed.
All right, fine. Look, you guys do what you want. I'm going to get some drinks and see what they're playing. And Blaze is going to grab his drink, and then he's going to go marching over to the table that they had guys playing poker, was it? Or gambling?
They're playing a little pickup Texas Hold'em over there.
Sweet. Blaze is going to introduce himself, grab a chair, be like, "Hey, guys, want an extra player?" As he just sits down automatically. How long you guys been here for?
So you see, you see some interesting faces. You see this kind of boozy guy here. This guy in the bottom left. You see this kind of jarhead looking dude with a super serious look on his face. You see this wacko here who looks, oh my gosh, come on everybody. Come on, Trav. Come on, roll 20. Here we go. This guy with a wild look in his face. This guy looks like he's got a few cans short of a 6-pack right there. And then you see a very polite, fresh-faced young lady, armed to the teeth with little cool kitschy stuff all over her uniform. And so they're playing together, and they all kind of mutter under their breath. They kind of move over, and you kind of fall in with them. And then Brewer and McKeelson, you notice at the end of the bar on the other side of the older gentleman is this lady here in the top left, who looks like Death from Sandman, and she's got super pale skin, and she's got this black eyeliner and this black makeup, and she's drinking alone, and she doesn't look like much fun.
Well, I'm gonna go sit with her. She seems like a lot of fun.
She's like, "Oh, I'm gonna make fun."
Yeah.
Well, I would have sit over there, but now it's not going to be quiet.
All right.
anymore.
Well, if you want to sit over there, I think they both make a move to go over there, and she's like, "Wait, do you want to go over to sit with her, or do you want me to sit over there?"
Just go.
Are you sure? Because you don't. I mean, you've been in hypersleep for a while, man. I just don't want to. I get around. It's fine. If you want to go over to.
No, it's fine. I can't wait to get back into it.
Alright, fine. Next time you get tips. McKelson will go over there.
Cool. So what do you do when you go to the end of the bar?
She definitely, McKelson kind of just sits down at the stool. She's got her regulation, her medic jumpsuit kind of like halfway down, like just kind of tied around her waist. And she's got a full glass of scotch now. And she kind of just slides over, goes, "Come here often?"
Like, she says nothing and does not look up from her drink. Just staring at the bar.
Any sign of, like, is she just super zoned out, or is there any sign of that she acknowledged me? Like, she knows I'm here and she's just ignoring me.
And she, like, you, like, wait for a response. And she, like, slowly looks up and makes eye contact with you. Yes.
How you doing?
Peachy. Thanks.
Great. Me too. Need another drink?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Let's get one then. McKelson will, get the bartender.
Look, I don't feel like making chit-chat right now.
Oh no, talking's overrated.
Just saying, people show up here all bored because they've been on a spaceship for 1,000,000 years.
Mm-hmm.
They want to come talk to me about their bullshit. And I don't care. At all.
I don't blame you. I've seen shit. I don't really give a fuck about anyone else's problems right now. Let's just drink.
Okay. I was hoping you'd say that. And on that note, hey, Ranger, Violet, Lieutenant Sam Kidd,
Hey
he
kid.
kind of blows in. He kind of blows in and, you know, hits the door with his shoulder, you know, comes in, he's soaking wet. He's got a lot of energy, you know. Fucking up the energy in the room, you know. Everybody kind of chilling out. And turns around and just starts putting himself together. What do Granger and Violet do?
I go over to McKelson, obviously.
I just stand behind Kid and look around the room.
McKelson,
Hey, Violet.
I believe Lieutenant Kidd had something to say to you.
That kid over there.
Yes, he asked if I was you, and I told him I wasn't. Well, Granger told him I wasn't.
Alright, she'll just turn to the nameless lady that I've bought another drink for, but I'll be back in a bit. I'll see if I can catch up, and she'll just finish her scotch, kind of slam it down, orders another, and then walk over to Kid with Violet.
This is a custom shirt, you know. I order these things and then I go.
Kid, you wanted to see me?
All right. Are you McKelson?
I am McKelson.
Great. I've got orders to promote you to captain. Can you hold on just 1 second? I need to come over here and just get a glass of milk, and then we're gonna have a little meeting right here. Go ahead and go through everything, okay?
Is
Can I just get a glass?
euphemism for something?
You guys have cold milk, just like whatever the 2% is. Thank you. So while he's waiting for that, he kind of turns. He goes, "Yeah." And he starts fishing in his
Lieutenant
pocket.
Kidd, have you verified these orders?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. I was sent here personally by my superior, Sergeant Burkhalter. He's en route to our destination, but I'll fill you in on all that.
All right. I'll make a note of that for my report later.
Sure. Oh, thank you very much. And he sips this. Takes him way too long.
He said Sergeant Burkhalter?
And Lieutenant Kidd's direct
okay.
superior is a sergeant.
Okay, cool.
Well, what would it be? You gotta help me out with the ranking here. It'd be corporal.
Ah,
I'm sorry, what's up?
Help me out, Frank. What would?
Michael probably, he'll be able to tell you better than me.
Who's looking
Lieutenant
for what?
Kidd's direct superior would be...
It'd be either, depending on his rank for lieutenant, it'd be a captain.
probably good.
That's what I was
A
thinking.
captain's higher than lieutenant.
Okay.
Next step after captain would be major, then
Major.
lieutenant
We're
colonel.
going major.
Colonel.
All right.
Going
Thank you.
Major Burkhalter. Thank you, Michael.
Yeah.
A little world building here, folks. I like to think he looks like M. Bison in my head. Burkhalter looks like M. Bison. But we haven't met him yet. So. Okay. Yeah. So, who we got here? I'm looking for Granger and Blazy.
Blaze.
Which one of you?
Blase, if you're French.
Blazy. I'm going to have to work on everybody's names. And a brewer that I got. Is that him?
That's him.
Y'all aren't playing for money, are you? I'm just kidding. Y'all do your thing.
What? Who's talking?
And yeah, and then Granger, of course, and then we got a Violet. Excellent. Okay, cool. Very pleased to meet you and everybody. So, like I said, I'm Lieutenant Sam Kidd. Got some orders here. So first off, here to effective immediately, McKeelson is captain of the USS Remington and is to command its crew, which is being outfitted. We're going to have some new additions to. We're going to have basically a second unit added to this mission. So hopefully they're all here. Is that Kennedy? And the goth chick raises her hand. It's looking for Coleman. And the kind of boozy dude at the table raises his hand. I'm looking for a Watson, the old guy with the bad Walter Brandon impression. That's me. And looking for a Lasso. The jarhead raises his hand. And a Heston. And this crazy dude. It's kind of he's twitchy, but he's quiet. And then looking for a Chua. The young lady raises her hand, shakes her head. All right, cool. So that's everybody. So here are the orders, everybody. So we are to we're heading back to Research Facility 292 on LV-310. We're gonna go back and be back for you guys. We're gonna go check it out. Orders are to gather data, any company property left behind. Been some kind of explosion, not 100% sure, but we're going to go check it out. And Major Burkhalter is en route. He's 6 days out. He's leaving from Gateway. He's going to meet us there a day or two after we land. And he'll be expecting a full report on what happened to the Lanthe. As it was being retired and recommissioned by Seegson, who apparently now are threatening litigation pending the results of your investigation, Mr. Granger. So orders are to refuel and fully rearm the Remington, go back to the zoo, gather any research or data left behind, and investigate any company property or private settlements left on the planet. Should have enough people to do it. And like I said, we're going to get backed up by Major Burkhalter and his crew after we initially explore the site. So those are the company orders. We pulled your hard files. McKeelson, your numbers were just crazy, outstanding, just amazing. So
Thank you.
So they put that in right away. And then I've got a manifest on, like I said, we had this massive data breach. So it's crazy they're working on it. But I was able to pull, all your mission logs from an old computer and part of the network that was protected. So Violet, I'm looking at everywhere you've been. And there's really no reason to not bring you on as a ship synthetic for this mission. Does that sound good? Are you going to be able to perform those duties? And
yes, I believe that's fine. May I see those files?
Sure, absolutely. He turns it over, and it is a Scantron printout of a with the tabs on the sides,
Yep.
and the fold and the whole bit. And sure enough, it's just like this hard log of just like everywhere you've flown to, going back about 60 years.
Okay. Does it jog any memories as I'm flipping through it?
No, not in this moment. It's just these numbers and this black type kind of looking back at you, and the names of these places that you've supposedly been don't trigger anything like you've been seeing.
Do I know how old? No, I don't know anything, right? I don't know how old I am.
Not specifically, no.
Okay, but I know based on these logs, I'm at least 60.
Correct.
Okay, cool.
Which would time out. Being a Wayland unit, it would time out.
I should have been retired already.
Well, it's 80. It's 88.
Okay.
So not necessarily.
Right.
You know, if you're 80 something years old, or 60 to 80 years old, it kind of times out. Like it kind of works.
Okay. I'll go through it, and then since Granger's doing the research on me, I'll hand it to Granger.
Thank you. This would be interesting reading.
Before you get a chance to read that, kid finishes his milk and says, "Okay, so unless anybody has any questions, anybody?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you gonna be coming with, kid?
Yes, yes, ma'am. I will be accompanying you on the mission.
Alright. What do you know about the planet that we're going to?
Ma'am, I've seen photos. You can check the mission description. It should be in everyone's collective inboxes, your corporate inboxes.
I forgot
Looks
what
to be
that
heavily damaged. Had a biodome cratered. Not sure, sir.
Sir, have you ever been on any combat drops?
Actual combat drops?
No, the fake ones. Yes, actual combat drops.
4
Hey, what were you fighting?
simulated. What was I fighting? Well, it just turned out to be like a
Paper targets.
like synthetic drugs, like there was something they were passing around, they're freaking out, climbing the telephone poles. We just had to pacify it. It wasn't, it was pretty intense. It wasn't easy, You gotta get her.
McKeelson will put her
Juice
hand
head
on
at
his
30 feet.
shoulder. Just so you know, this planet that we've got orders to go to, it's a monster-filled hellhole.
Sure. Is that military? I'm not one of the guys, so is that slang for something like
The monsters aren't human or synthetic. They're alien.
Okay. Well, if you look in you'd know better than I do.
I
The
would.
research
I've
says-
been there.
Okay. All right. So
Guess
I'll
we're not
bite.
keeping that secret.
McGilson just was not happy about getting dropped. Just make sure you're locked, loaded, and ready.
Okay. All right. Well, we are traveling on the fully armed Remington. You're talking space mines and the whole shooting match. So
Anything nuclear?
there's the warheads. There's
Alright.
the tactical warheads on the Remington. It's going to be fully outfitted. You can check out the manifest on your data pad because we will be fully loaded for the trip. And I have to think about that. I am concerned about local wildlife. There's some interesting
You should
images
be.
in the mission document.
Images?
Apes,
Are
snakes.
they in my email that they have to do my password recovery for, or is it like printed out for me?
You should have some recovery of your individual account.
McKilson will just be very annoyed
Oh.
for the next 15 minutes as she tries to reclaim her email password and log into her account to see what images do they have of.
Tricky, but you do it, and all your emails prior to 10 months ago.
Yeah, it's been a
wiped.
while. Oh, okay.
10 months and change. 2 weeks and plus. So,
Interesting.
yeah, you guys are missing all your correspondence prior to that. And so, but you are able to get back in, and sure enough, there's mission report waiting for you there. Pictures of the blue apes, pictures of the snakes. You've seen all this before.
Yeah.
What's different is aerial photographs of a half-destroyed facility with the dome almost entirely annihilated, and most of the doors to the inside of the facility from the dome standing open.
Okay.
Oops.
Oops.
Do I see pictures of the blue apes?
You do.
Does it remind me of the blue ape thing that I saw on the shuttle on the way here?
It does.
Okay.
So, Mr. Lieutenant Kidd, sir.
Sir.
Yeah, what's my point on this? All I have to do is write a report on these, on the captain and his crew. But that's all I'm supposed to be doing. I don't know anything about this location you're sending them to.
Burkhalter wants you there. Made that clear to me. Needs you to deliver a report on your findings so far, based on the reasons you were dispatched to the Cleolant, which are not part of. Those are sealed. I don't know, specifically why, but he wants to know more about what happened when you were there.
Hey, Granger. Maybe on the planet they had a synth rebellion. They're sending you to investigate, huh? Blaze is teasing him, just like, yeah, you're gonna be so helpful on this planet.
Kind of like stares at Blaze for a second. It's like, as I was saying, I don't see why a report can't be filed electronically.
Wants to meet you in person, sir. Not sure what to tell you. You can send a message to his office.
All right, so just let me get this straight. I'm going to be tagging along with a hot drop into a dangerous LZ just so I could shake hands with your boss at a later date when he decides to show up.
Yes, sir. And like I said, if you have any complaints or anything, questions, you can message his office.
I'll be contacting my company rep here in a few moments.
I think Blaze would stand up with a drink and walk over to Granger and clap him on the shoulder and be like, "You're one of us now."
Can I do an insight somehow on this guy? I want to get a read on Kidd.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
I do.
empathy is
Empathy.
gonna be
Or
your base thing.
Okay, cool. I shuffled a couple of my stats last minute, so.
Got manipulation. You could throw that in.
I do have manipulation because I'm McKeelson and none of my credentials are authentic. So yeah, empathy plus manipulation.
Go ahead and say
Cool.
it like that. File that under street smarts too.
Sure. So that's gonna be math. Hold on. Just make sure I have my numbers right. 2 plus 4. Okay. Cool. Oh, no sixes.
Okay. And what do you ask him?
I'm just trying to get a read on him, his demeanor, especially about meeting this guy, like this whole thing.
This is
Like I get
exactly
he's a new nervous kid, but see if he knows more than he's letting on is what I'm mostly trying to get.
You get the sense that he is pissed scared of his boss.
Okay.
And that it motivates basically everything he does in his entire life.
Okay.
Is out of abject fear of his direct superior.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, you kind of settle in, and he shakes all your hands. All right. So this is great.
Yep. Great.
I got to go pay some bills and make a phone call.
Sure you do. All right.
You know how to get a hold of me.
Report bright and early when we're leaving.
Yeah, so dust off is evening tomorrow at this time. I'll let you know if it gets bumped up for any reason, but they're blowing and going up there, so we should be ready to go just as soon as
Perfect.
they are.
Evening tomorrow. Great. And she'll go sit right back down next to Kennedy.
Good times. All right. Anybody else's kid grabs his briefcase and
once he
shuffles out the
leaves,
door.
Blaze is gonna be like, hell with it. We're getting hammered. We're leaving tomorrow. We're probably gonna die. Let's have some drinks.
And you guys party. Those of you who party, you know those of you who are ready to tie one on, you tie one on. You get to know them a little bit. Kennedy is kind of a loner. Been there a long time. Watson's been there way longer than that. You got kind of a boozy guy who's in charge of second squad. It's kind of their guy. This guy Coleman, and the crazy guy is crazy. Doesn't say much, but he just looks like somebody you wouldn't want to mess with too much. Brewer, you might get along with Heston.
Does he have any high explosives on him?
He is obsessed with guns.
Oh.
He's a gun nut. Like Trash Can Man loved dynamite, and Heston loves a gun. Happiness is a warm gun.
All right.
To bond over that.
Yeah. I'll go say, hey, that's a nice weapon you have there.
Thanks, man. He's got the psycho peepers. He's got the eyes that are too wide open. Like he needs to switch to decaf. Like, he's kind of jumpy. Somebody cuts far too loud and he kind of gets up and puts his hand on his, sidearm real quick. And then you go ahead.
I was just going to say, well, where we're going, you better be ready to use them.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You think there'll be something to shoot?
Oh, there'll be plenty to shoot, I guarantee.
Sweet. He's nuts. So then Chow is cool too. She's a poker shark. She's cleaning y'all out. Killing it at the poker table right now. Chow's got a stack of chips Mile High and quits before you can get too much of your money back, which really pisses off guys at the table. So anyway, you pass an entertaining evening.
Kilson definitely uses the line as she takes another shot of scotch. It's not fraternization if I don't remember I've been promoted till tomorrow morning. On Kennedy.
When does the official paperwork go through at home office?
Very nice. Anybody else? Anything of note to do before you leave tomorrow evening?
Kennedy?
Oh my. I'll allow it.
Okay.
All right, cool. Anybody else? Granger? Anybody?
I filed a report complaining about the fact that I'm getting stuck with a misfit crew, an over-promoted captain, and absolutely no need for me to be there because there's nothing in my toolkit. Like I'm like a long letter.
Strongly worded email.
Yeah, to my direct superior.
Blaze will just stumble back to somewhere to sleep, wherever that may be, if he makes it, and vomit on the way, and probably just be very, very drunk the rest of that night.
Very nice. So, Violet, as they get wasted,
Yeah.
the night goes on and the morning starts coming, what do you do with yourself as you have to dump 36 hours in this particular point in time and space?
I think she'll explore a little bit. Probably she'll go wandering around. And then using her, hold on. Let me put it back on. It was hurting my face earlier. There we go. Using her visor, she's gonna, because she had that sheet with all of her records. She's gonna trace that back as much as she can and learn as much as she can about each one of those missions and kind of try and figure out what the hell she is and what she's doing. You're muted.
And you're closer to a network here than you usually are. If you want to make a contact roll and dig a little bit while you're there, I'm ready.
Yeah. So I think my Comtech is still the 8, right?
Yes.
2 successes.
2 successes. So get specific with me really quick. What are you looking for? Your personal records?
Yes, my personal records. And I want to see if there was any flags as to a situation like this where I've lost my memory, I have no idea who or what I am, kind of thing.
You are close enough to the network to breach it and to see how little the company has to work with, and that they've done all the digging they can do on you, up to and including video footage of you on missions, right? So you're seeing images and camera footage and thousands of data files of you pushing buttons, piloting ships, getting meals ready. The footage of where you were in time and space, as probably some sort of synthetic was assigned to piecing back together as much company material on you as they could. And what you glean from it is that they ain't got much.
Okay.
You worked for Wayland and Yutani. You have for 62 years, almost to the month. And you've been to some interesting places and you've seen a lot of stuff. And some of it is kind of familiar to you, and some of it is clearly lost. But it's clear that you've served the company faithfully for that amount of time. And as you're going through this material, you start to hear a conversation that's in your own head. And it's like these things that you're seeing, things that you're hearing, are on some sort of time release. It's almost like things are melting in your head and memories come spilling out of the ice. And you remember you've seen a video with Dr. Jeffries and Leonard talking about a site, unexplored areas of the planet of great interest to Dr. Jeffries. And he's emphatically telling Leonard that he must leave with the rest of his team to go investigate one of these sites. And it's up to Leonard to tell the company that he is dead, so that he can work in peace without pursuit. And you are hit with this truth from this material that you're seeing, that LV-310 has artifacts and unexplored areas with shocking revelations that Jeffries, made clear in his own diaries that he was ready to die for, and certainly ready to fake his death for. And you recover the knowledge that the zoo perpetuates a cycle of breeding and slaughter of the XX-121, and that it requires the participation of an as yet unidentified alien race that you saw footage of when you first met Leonard on the video cameras.
And
out there in the jungle.
That footage is not in our mission briefing, right? They don't have any knowledge of that other alien.
It's a memory. It's a half-remembered fragment in your head that is shaking loose hour by hour.
Okay.
And you're starting to feel more like yourself, whatever that means. You're starting to feel like you're occupying more of your own head, because you're sophisticated enough to know that you don't know things.
Right.
And that's wrong. That's not, there's a void.
Okay.
It's filling up.
All right.
Oh. It's the next day. Ship's ready. Everybody gets an email. What do you guys, what surface do you peel yourself off of as you get ready to go up to the ship?
Blaze is in a back alley on the floor, dirt covered, smearing his face up with like dirt and probably a little bit of trash, maybe some cigarette butts. And he looks at he rolls over and looks at his phone tablet thing, and so he's just gonna kind of lay there a little bit, trying to wake up and be coherent. That's how he starts his day.
What about McKeelson?
I think McKeelson, being not a real Marine, well, he's been in the Marine Force for a while, but never had the real credentials, is up earlier than might be expected. Normally McKeelson isn't a morning person, but thinking about going back to that awful planet just is not jiving well, and so she's probably awake early. Get out of whatever bed that she was in the night before and just kind of maybe having a cigarette and buying a couple extra bottles of scotch for the journey, because now that she's been promoted to captain, I mean, who's gonna tell her no?
Absolutely. All right, so everybody makes it to the shuttle, and
And I pick up more super glue and morphine for the med kit.
I'm glad to hear that.
Excellent.
Write that down. Brewer, what about you?
Brewer didn't sleep last night. He has trouble sleeping outside a hyperbed. But he does go to do the exchange and look for his favorite pack of smokes.
Yeah, you find them. They're well stocked.
He'll buy a couple and a couple cartons, and then he'll head to the ship.
And then Granger, as you start to put yourself together, it's turning into afternoon. Right before you get the message to report to the ship, you get a strongly worded response from management at Weyland-Yutani saying that Major Burkhalter looks forward to meeting with you and to meeting the synthetic known as Violet, and to receiving your report on your investigation into these charges, and also what you gleaned from so also what happened to the Cleolante. Thank you, everybody. He wants to know what happened to the ship. It blew up. Why? And he all but yells at you. It's a very passive-aggressive, snotty transmission.
Granger's just sitting, just like, if they were so concerned about my investigation, they wouldn't have promoted the main person in the investigation to frickin' captain. It's all just frickin' one piece of the corporation doesn't even know how to talk to the other. And that's fine. We'll all be dead pretty soon anyway.
Absolutely. Let's hope not. So, you get into the gross shuttle. It's still gross. No one has cleaned it in 2 days.
Oh, no.
You go back up to the ship. Step onto the Remington through this beautiful space station. You step onto your ship. It's gorgeous. Pantry is stocked. The counters have been wiped off. The monitors have been dusted. Everything is gorgeous. It's fully loaded, ready to go. It is as cherry as it was when it flew out the first time. And everybody gets a moment to see it.
How is Violet immediately goes and checks on the monitor for the heating coils, heating whatever it is. Coils? Is that what? No, heat exchange? No, I don't know.
Yeah, they're the heat exchangers.
Yeah, that.
Near the vents.
Yes.
It has been carefully removed, and is maybe the one part of the ship that doesn't look as new as the day it rolled off the assembly line. You know, they had to scrape it off, some of this stuff, and replace a lot of things, but it's all functional and it's all fine. It's a refurb at this point.
There's no more weird looking organic stuff in there. Okay.
No.
All right.
Looks great. All right, so it's gonna take.
And I take the captain's quarters.
Yes, you move into the captain's quarters. And the other Marines file in, you know. They're mostly even tempered, you know, except maybe Kennedy, who is just got a rain cloud over her head the whole time. And, you know, you can't get a smile out of Lasso. He's just, you know, this total career man, you know, anybody there type. And so kind of get to know these guys, get to know your second squad, and it's coming up on time to go into hypersleep for about a month to make it back to the zoo, and so anything you want to do before bedtime?
McKeelson always takes her favorite pillow into hypersleep with her, which definitely isn't just like some stuffing in a pillowcase around a bottle of scotch.
Sure.
Okay.
Probably against regulation, if it'll be allowed. I think Blaze would probably try and sneak a small caliber handgun underneath his pillow into the cryopod, not feeling safe, going to sleep based on things he's seen and where they're headed to.
Sounds good to me. No, you're not supposed to do that, but you know what they don't know.
We're rule breakers. It's fine.
Yeah, we're not the best people.
We're the worst #worst squad ever.
Yeah.
Safety, but whatever.
All right, so if anybody else has anything,
Because remember the last time we woke up and there was armed men outside our cryopod.
Yep.
Just saying.
Yeah.
you had a rude awakening last time. Everybody gets into their tiny white underthings. Everybody looks awkward getting into their.
I don't. I'm comfortable with myself.
Violet, you are not expected to go into hypersleep.
Nope. I oversee the process to make sure nothing malfunctions.
All right, Violet. Wake me up when we get there.
Of course.
All right. And
If I have a heart attack like the last captain, use the paddle thingies on me.
I think I remember that.
All right. So you know.
I'm assuming I remember that. Vaguely.
kind of remember
Vague.
that. You're like, yeah, somebody had a. You remember
it
paddles?
might be more of secondhand from McKeelson of the story.
I will do my best.
They're right
McKeelson.
next to the. I just put them right there on the wall next to me in case it happens. So, just the promotion is good. It's fine. All right. Good night.
And everybody goes to bed. And everybody wakes up about a month later. And you come out, and it's all cold. It's all nasty. Flight went fine. Violet, nothing weird, nothing strange. It's all 7 bells and all's well. It's all good. You get up closer to the planet. Satellite photos start to kick in. Oh, the weather is bad. Not hurricane bad, but it's sheeting rain, and it's not fun. And it's giving you a little interference, but you can see the facility does confirm to look the way it did in your mission report. It's about half destroyed. The dome is completely gone. And it looks like the fauna has sort of retaken, that part of the facility. And so as everybody starts to group into the bridge, you've got your second squad there, your new people. You've got Lieutenant Kidd there, and everybody's kind of nervously shuffling their feet and looking around, and slowly all the sort of eyes start looking at McKeelson, waiting for someone to call this whole thing to order.
Oh boy. McKeelson's just, I think, for a moment, just kind of looking at all the pictures, like the satellite imagery we have from the station as it is now. And McKeelson, this is more than McKeelson ever signed up for, but now, you can't break the con after, 19.5 years. She's almost to retirement, almost 20 years retirement. So, she's gonna just be like, alright, load up the shuttle, extra ammunition, extra explosives, get that ready. Alright, let's go.
Slowly getting to it. Not enthusiastic
pack
work.
my med bag, which is just a bunch of morphine syringes, some super glue, and a couple bottles of scotch.
Whenever the LT isn't around or Granger, Blaze is going to start talking with the new Marine squad that's with us about what's on the planet and what's down there. Just be like, all right, here's the deal. And lays out a down and dirty version of what to expect, what to see. That's about it.
Yeah, and they're totally checked in. These people know what they're doing, and they're weirdos, but they're professionals, and they listen. Patiently.
Aliens.
And so you guys tell them all
Acid
about
blood.
like what you've seen and
I think at this point, Mikkelsen's like, well, we're gonna get shanghaied if we go back to, any of the colonies at this point, so let's just get this mission done, and maybe lay low. Maybe they'll let us retire after this. If we survive it.
So you start getting closer to touchdown. The pilot Chow starts prepping the
Violet?
dropship.
Can you see if you can get in contact with the base?
Of course, I can attempt.
Especially if she kicked everyone out, let Leonard know we're coming back.
And I will attempt to get in contact with Leonard, if he's even there.
You attempt to page the base, and there's no response. And you're starting to get some readings of some low radiation near the facility, but nothing too dangerous. Just like a signature, nothing lethal. And no, nobody answers.
Okay. It seems like no one's on the other end. Although I am seeing some low-level radiation.
Radiation.
I don't think it's anything to worry about.
Alright,
but we should-
morphine will probably fix it. It's fine. I wouldn't worry. Just let us know if we're getting to like a higher, like an unsafe level of radiation.
I'll continue to monitor it.
Thanks, Violet.
I'm assuming I'm going with the team, right?
Yeah.
We're all going. Yeah. Okay.
You're expected to go, and because you're crucial to recovering the data, bringing whatever data is down there back.
Is any of the new guys pilot savvy?
Cal is your pilot.
Alright. Stay here. Don't leave the ship doors open.
Copy that.
Alright.
Yeah, Captain. What would you like me to do?
Oh, Granger, you got to write your fancy reports and stuff. Why didn't you just, tag along, see what you see? You have a meeting with a fancy pants, Mr. Major Burkholder, right? In a couple of days. An indeterminate, vague amount of days away.
Right.
Alright.
Right. And that shouldn't concern me at all that the future of you and your friends depends on my survival.
You know what? That's a good point. You should stay on the ship with Chow and make sure the vents are closed, make sure the doors shut. I don't quite trust her yet, so.
Are we expecting our friends from the space station down here on this planet?
Oh,
Is that
yeah.
where they came from?
That's different. I already told you that's where they came from.
All right, I'm just reconfirming that this is the
This is
Port of
the
origin.
place, and there's a couple different types of them. There's like the snaky one, and then there's like, the regular ones, and the monkey one was new. That was a different one.
And then there are, of course, the others.
The others, the second
Ranger
species.
nods along. He kind of grabs McKelson and pulls her over to the side away from the other soldiers. He's like, look, McKelson, you and I both know you are way in over your head right now.
So, theoretically, if I was, continue.
I'm just saying, you got some smart people on your crew.
I do.
Let them make the decisions necessary, and when it comes to you having to make a choice, run should be the first thing you think of. Evac, run, save as many people as possible.
Running is my favorite,
All right.
evacuation procedure.
Okay.
I'm not... safety of the crew first.
Because I don't like putting my survival in the hands of an experienced con person. And I will give you credit. You have put a very good con down for a very long time.
I'm 6 months away from retirement, and then I'm out. You know, at this
Right.
point, she's gonna like do the math on her hypersleep. You know, it's probably more like a couple of weeks at this point. So, you know, it's so close.
All right. Well, I'll bring my long gun. I got my pistol.
All right,
I'll be right here.
all right. We'll keep comms open between the ship and us.
All right.
Good talk. And then like loud enough for everyone here. We're like, Granger's gonna stay back with Chow on the ship. Make sure everything's good. Hold the fort down. All right. Everybody else have extra ammunition, extra guns, extra grenades, extra everything, extra flammable things.
And
Lots
so
of
everybody
things.
starts to get locked and loaded, and just really quick too, Granger, it sort of occurs to you that it is kind of up to you to keep an eye on Violet by, you know, whatever tools you have at your disposal. So you could stay on the ship, but you're kind of having this, you know, moment where, you know, you're, you know, if Violet's going to go down, you know, it'll be tough to get keep eyes on her from the ship. So how are you going to approach the facility when you land the ship? You can land the ship near in what is left of the biodome area, which is like really huge, right? It's a very large thing, and you did blow it to hell, and there is room to land the ship, or you could land it where you landed it last time, which is kind of a mess because it got blown up. But you could land it and then climb up to the what's left of the front doors.
So it's land in the biodome and potentially be surrounded, or land on the platform and have to climb. Yeah, okay, I guess we'll go with the potentially surrounded. Yeah.
Nice. All right. So, and
We'll land in the
remember too.
biodome. I will advise to be as close to the edge of the biodome as possible, though, to Chow.
Good. Okay. So second squad is with you, and you know they're under your command. You know, so they're gonna do
we have a
what you
gun
want them
nut.
to do.
Does anybody else have any specialities?
In their team,
Uh-huh.
well, they all have some
Oh.
specialities.
Oh,
They've
my
got, like, a
goodness.
sniper type guy. Let's see.
Alright.
I've got it written down. You've got Heston is the heavy. He's got a ton of guns. Watson, Staff Sergeant Jasper Iron Sights Watson is the old man, is a sniper. Lasso is kind of like Blaze with the smart guns, you know, armed to the teeth. Kind of the point gunner for second squad. And then Mike Coleman is the commander of is right under you with second squad. So you command it, but he is the
He's their... Yeah, okay. Cool. He's what I used to be until our captain died.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The
Kilson's like,
DM has
this is
some
a
research
weird...
to do on the ring.
This is a weird phenomena. She's gonna advise Coleman to have Lasso out in front, with the... What was it? The infrared up?
The
Yes.
smart gunners. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that way we can see if anything's coming up.
Do we have flamethrowers this time?
So let's take a second, and
Yeah,
you
to
guys
look at
have your
our
sheets
loadout.
up. You know, you get to go. This is the part where you get to go a little crazy. Okay,
Oh,
this thing
sweet.
has everything. So everything that basically they had in Aliens,
Aliens.
you can bring down onto the
Aliens.
ship, and that would include like the cases that have the sentry guns. You can have up to 4 of those. Grenades, you know, and this can sit kind of in like these tactical cases that if you want to roll the APC out. Now the problem, I've been thinking about this, the problem with the APC, and all of you would sort of see this, the problem with the APC is from a design standpoint, it has this huge flat bottom on it, and it's long like the Batmobile, and it just seems to me like it would not be good for jungle terrain, right?
Yeah.
But you can unload. It's more for urban
Excuse me.
type missions, but you can unload all your ordnance off of the dropship if you want to, or you can have the dropship bring it to you when you need it. So let's talk about what you have on you at this time. We got flamethrowers, we got pulse rifles, we got smart guns.
Oh, shotgun. Got my shotgun.
Okay.
Yes.
So the way this works is take your strength and triple it, and then any gun is worth 2 points, right? So if you actually want to get into encumbrance, which Lindy hates, and is pretty straightforward in this system, it's not too bad. Once we really start getting in there, we're going to be doing food, we're going to be doing water, we're going to be doing, air. If you guys want to cover your faces with, bring purifiers and stuff, you don't have to. The atmospheric readings are telling you that it's safe, and you've been there before and breathed the air, and known for having breathable air. But you can wear masks if you want to. They're available. And so just really quick, just kind of go around. What are you bringing with you? Those of you who are going planet side.
Does our equipment include our normal, like the Aliens movie armor? Do we have to specifically identify that, or is it just assumed?
It's assumed that you've got, good question. It's assumed that you've got that breastplate and the helmet, and they've got some stuff on their legs and they've got pads. But that's about it.
Just for this system, does it have AC, kind of like D&D, where you have like an armor rating, or
you get to roll it. The score, I have to look it up really quick, but the score takes away from their damage.
Okay.
You can select more body armor, and there's rules for that in the quick start guide. So
okay. Then Blaze will have extra armor. He'll have the smart gun and the accompanying system, the IR, the stability arm that goes with it. He'll bring on extra hand grenades, probably 6 hand grenades, not the rifle ones. Sidearm, knife, ammo. Basic first aid kit. And then he will also have a day or 2 ration.
Ready to rock. Brewer, quick. Stuff.
I've seen that thing's blood, so Brewer is going to completely cover himself. Face mask, gloves, everything. And then he's going to pick up as many explosives as possible.
Yeah. Nice. Kielson.
Obviously, med kit. Probably med kit and a half if possible. Just like stuffing it full. Just bottles of super glue. Syringes full of morphine. Half capped, half uncapped, and then, like 2 bottles of scotch in the med kit. McKelson's also gonna cover herself because she's seen the acid blood too. She got bit before, and I think just flamethrower shotgun.
Nice. All right, and then Granger.
She needs to be light, so.
What are you doing? As everybody starts stepping into the dropship, what are you doing? What's going through your mind?
He starts thinking about keeping an eye on Violet. Like you're really putting 2 and 2 together. Like Violet is the key to figuring out how far the skin job deal goes down. Like how many people are involved in this, and so he's really concerned about that. And the fact that they just neglected, like, oh, it's fine. We've got 60 years of records for you, but we don't know where you came from. Okay, great. So he's like, okay, maybe I need to stick here. So he's like putting on a set. He's going to go anyway. He's going to tag along. So he's got a long knife that he carries. He goes in like his anti-synthetic, like his kit that he brought with him. He's got a sniper rifle that breaks down into 2 parts. So it's basically it's the scoped rifle, the M42A scoped rifle, I think. And he's got his PKD. And he's got a long knife that's just a little shorter than a machete that he's got strapped to his leg, and he's just like, he's in all black. His personal armor is just like his basic, the base level armor, but it's all black as well. So he comes walking out looking like a ninja. Like everybody else is in all greens and everything, and he's just all black. He's got like a balaclava. He's ready to go.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
it's great. What about Violet? What is her appearance as she steps onto the dropship?
She's probably wearing like one of the jumpsuits, just the standard issue jumpsuits. And then she's got her visor and whatever tech supplies she would need in order to retrieve this data and hack in and stuff. And I don't know, can she have a weapon? Like, is she programmed against having a weapon?
When I did this before, I ruled that they can have a sidearm.
Okay.
That they may have to give it to somebody or are programmed to use it in self-defense against non-human life. So
Okay. Then she's probably got some kind of pistol or revolver or something.
excellent. All right, step into the drop ship, and you've noticed too that second squad, they were listening when you said there's horrible, acid-blooded, insane killing machines.
I'm glad.
And so they are locked and loaded. It's kind of outrageous. Heston he looks like Cable from X-Force. He's just got guns coming off his back strapped to him, these leather straps. So they start putting all that, up into the gear and start locking the things down over their seats, getting ready to go to be dropped. They start doing checks. Everybody sits down. Everybody's talking shit. Everybody's planting their feet. Maybe Blaze falls asleep. I don't know. How do you guys, really quick, we got a couple of minutes. How do you guys handle a drop? What does everybody do in the middle of a loud as shit combat drop? Back to the zoo. McKeelson, how do you handle it?
I think McKeelson has a flask for the non-medicinal scotch. Just kind of takes a little nip right before the drop-off and prepares to kind of, like some people on roller coasters, when they have that drop kind of black out for a second, she just kind of preps for that.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool.
Kind of just
Quick.
relax, just like, all right, whatever.
I love it. Blaze, what do you do during a drop?
As he's sitting there getting rattled around, he'd probably just lean his head back and close his eyes, inside the helmet. Maybe not napping, but just eyes closed, just kind of playing through his head. Okay, what's going to happen? What do I do next? How likely am I going to die? What's my pension at? I wonder if I can take days off. Man, I hope this lieutenant buys it. Man, Keelson's been promoted to captain. And, just all these thoughts going through his head.
Love it. Brewer, what do you do during a drop?
Slowly pulls out a photo that is near completely faded, and he looks at it, and then he puts it away.
Damn straight, Granger. It's loud as shit. Combat drop. What do you do?
He's doing his combat visualization technique meditation. He's just like imagining all the different things that go wrong, but it's all synthetics. It's like he's going over like how to handle a synthetic gear, how take down, use the knife to try and remove limbs, and yeah, that's what's going through his head, and it's just like a mantra.
Love it. And Violet, it's loud as hell. What's the look on Violet's face during this bumpy drop?
She is totally calm, probably sitting in like the co-pilot seat or whatever, assessing all the instruments and making sure that nothing's going wrong. And she looks like, no, this is a normal day. This is totally fine.
You're muted.
I'm muted. Okay, so as the wind is screaming and the rain is lashing the windshield of this colonial drop ship, you start to come down. Those of you toward the front, kind of half hear Chow go, what the fuck? As they start to get closer to the ground, she brings it, and you're looking at the map here, you see this massive biodome. She brings it to the remains of where you see the doors facing out there on the left side. You know, they're completely annihilated.
Yeah.
And there's this clearing, and you know, I think McKeelson and maybe Coleman are up closest to the pilot, and you guys kind of see something weird, some sort of like wires. There's some sort of thing having fallen, might be like webs, or it looks like might be phone lines, something stretched across the top of the dome, but you have to kind of crane to see it. And everything's getting loud, and the ramp's about to open up, so it's time to eyes up. Thing opens. You know, people are screaming. McKeelson's shouting, you know, it's time to shout, move it out, move it out, move it out. You know, time to get everybody on the ready line. And everybody comes pouring out of the dropship. You know, what, there's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then kids coming with you, that's 12. You know, so there's a whole bunch of you. You spill out. Everybody kind of, you know, puts their boots on the ground. It's wet, it's soft, it's undergrown, you know, and you look up, and, you know, there's pieces of the dome on either side that have just been rocketed out. You know, this place got seriously blown out. On what's left of the struts and the spires that held up the biodome, there are cables stretched in an X pattern, and there are corpses, 5 of them, flayed, skinless, hanging like this all across. And then in the middle, upside down, is a headless android's corpse with sort of flaccid, flappy cords and cables blowing in the wind, facing down. And these were not in the photography that you saw in your mission briefing. And
Dang you, Photoshop!
and the court, I know, right? And the you know, the drop ship is holding there.
Now,
And
you
yeah.
said there's 5 flayed corpses. Are they all human?
Yes.
Granger takes out his rifle and like looks through the scope at the corpses hanging to try and get a better view of what is he seeing.
McKeelson does not take her eyes off of the ship's door until everyone's off and it is closed, making sure nothing skitters inside while the door's open for a couple minutes. While everyone's hopping off.
Okay, so the doors to the facility, there's 2 of them. One is off to your right, which is the south lock, you'll remember. Then there's the one across
not
from you.
to the facility, to the ship itself, the little drop ship.
Oh. Oh.
Just make sure the drop ship closes with nothing.
All right, so you tell Chow to close the ramp.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember what happened last time when we didn't close the ramp. That's how 3 of us died in hypersleep.
She does. And she lets you know that she's waiting on your orders to dust off.
All right. Just hold here for a minute.
So she puts it sort of into a lower gear, sort of a holding gear on the engine, quiets down a little bit, with the exception of the roar of this idling dropship behind you.
And I think
You know,
that's when
it's
McKeelson
creepy.
notices the corpses and just like, well, that's new.
So the door across from you used to be these big, you know, double doors, are just blown out, and there's just a dark expanse looking into the facility. You can't see inside. And then on the right are the south lock doors, and they're just like torn, and you can see that part of the hallway that you remember is caved in.
Well, while we're making our protective perimeter, do the guys on IR see anything through IR, or is it all just dense glow? Do we see anything of any kind? Or do I need to make a check for it?
Yeah, it's raining. Give me a check. Give me a
Get to roll.
Roll something.
I'm trying to read.
Observation. You got observation there under wits.
Okay,
Either
cool.
roll wits, and if you have anything,
I got 2 for observations, so then I add it with wits.
Oh, and something that I'd like to, before we
66.
rule this really quick. When you see these corpses, when you have this moment, You step out. Whatever your conceptions were of what this was, you're now seeing someone has hung these bodies and taken great care to remove their skin,
Mm-hmm.
show them to you, and everyone who is human takes a stress point.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh.
That's great.
I'll go ahead and roll 66.
Outside of like the most horrendous torture photos you've ever seen, you've really never seen anything like that. So Blaze, what did you get on that roll?
I rolled a 26.
Right, but how many sixes did you get?
It was 6.
You got all sixes?
No, you got 3 6s.
3 sixes.
Oh, I see what you're saying. How many 6s of that roll? Okay, 3 6s.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm looking
I
at
was
it.
on my
You're fine.
character sheet editing stuff.
So you rocked it. Now roll me 1d6.
Okay. A
And
1.
you rolled a 1. Yes, sir. So you're
Oh no.
looking at this thing, and you know, it scares you to your bone. You know, it's you're rocked for a second, right? Now, what were you specifically looking for?
He popped over his monocle, his IR monocle for his smart gun, and he was looking through his field of fire around the ship, just trying to see if there's any kind of movement, having a flashback in his brain of the creatures that we encountered, the weird snake creature, the gorillas, the other alien type things. Anything's going through his head. He's like, what the hell else could be out there? So he's just kind of sweeping with that flashing in his brain.
An IR, that would pick up a heat signature, yeah? Right?
Yeah.
Like FLIR, you know? So you're looking and you see something to your right, which is south, high in the tree line, and you see a heat signature high in the trees, and it's big. Even as far away as it is, it's big, and it's standing deathly still, and it's looking right at you.
He'll kind of blink his eyes, look back at it to make sure he sees what he's seeing, kind of studying it.
And you're looking at it, and it's looking at you, and I want you to roll me a d6 plus 1.
Okay. 3.
Okay. It's scary, but it doesn't rock your sanity, right? And you're stressed, but your level doesn't go up. But you're seeing something, and just as you start to register that you confirm that you saw it this second time, it turns and leaps off into the foliage, and its heat signature is fading away.
You know, he'll kind of track it because he's getting ready to open his mouth and let the group know, hey, there's some
You saw something?
through the headset system that we all have. He'd be like, I thought I saw something off the trees there at my 1 o'clock, 2 miles high. Not there now. He kind of licks his lips and he rubs his hands on the handle of his smart gun, kind of getting the sweat off of him.
Alright, keep your eyes peeled in case we see it again. I don't think it's worth chasing after. Just get what we need to get and get out of here.
With Granger taking a look at the corpses hanging from behind, can he tell, like, with his scope, like how long, a guesstimation of how much decomposition, like how long they've been hanging up there?
They're fresh kills. You would know from any time you spent, you know, it would be tough to hunt in your period of time, but you know how long it takes for a corpse to get funky, and this happened in the last 48 hours.
Okay. I'll kind of like over comms and like, Keelson,
Hey.
do we arrive on time or did we arrive late?
We should have been on time.
Did anyone confirm? Because these are fresh kills hanging up there. They've been no more than 48 hours old. That's a squad.
There wasn't anybody alive when we were here last.
At least not at this location.
I'm just wondering if we arrived before Burkhalter's team.
Burkhalter. She'll page the dropship. Ciao!
Well-
We late? Check for comms from Burkhalter.
Chow's like, late for what?
The rendezvous.
And you can see Kid in his kind of, he's got his plaid shirt, the khakis. He's got his sensible slacks on for adventure, with maybe some knee pads. No, we're not late. The major is 2 days out. We're to assess and lock this area down and hold tight.
What's this group of people doing here? Do I see any, they've been flayed, so obviously there's no... Oh yes, I know this guy. Can I see if there's any remnants of clothing or material or gear on the ground to see if I can identify them as maybe being scientists or a previous team that was sent in and they didn't hear back, and we were the only team that made it back, so they sent us back in? That's why I got promoted, is the team they sent to investigate us died, alright? So, McKeelson wants to look around.
Yeah, I love it. Like I said, it's raining. Give me an observation check. That's
Okay.
wits.
Wits plus,
and
yeah.
observation. And you have to roll that extra d6.
Sure.
Is there a way to add a help action?
There is, yes. Anybody helping McKeelson can
Great,
add
I'd like to
+1
help.
to her base dice.
Alright, cool. So that'll be 76. Alright.
Yeah, and add one more because what's his face will help you out too.
Cool.
Coleman.
Coleman? Sweet. I got 2 6s and then 1.
Oh no! Wow.
On my
stress dice?
D6.
Yep, she rolled a 1 on the stress.
Sweet.
We're not doing great on the 1d6s.
No.
Does that mean I have 2
Oh.
stress now, or does that mean I have another thingy-majigger?
I need to double check that. I don't know if you wait. Hold on.
Do you
I
need
think
me to
I
roll
might
1d6 plus 1 like Blaze
Yeah, I
had
think
to?
that means you have to roll to see if you get another one.
Okay.
You have to. Yes.
Alright.
Yes.
I got a 3. Same
Okay,
as
no,
Blaze.
You
Alright.
don't.
I'm
You don't
okay.
freak out. But let's describe what you see.
Yeah, got 2 6s.
You find a bloodstained company ID card.
Uh-huh.
It looks like it has seen quite a bit of weather,
Mm-hmm.
but not like ancient, forest has retaken it, kind of a thing.
Okay.
You see evidence that one or more of them were flayed nearby.
Okay.
You see some shredded clothing. You find a boot.
Is it like a tactical boot, like a military boot, or more of a...
like a rubber I'm a scientist boot?
Okay, okay. Interesting, then. What does the
you do not
name-
find military gear?
The name tag say.
It's a female, Julia Lewis.
Okay. Violet, can you run this name? See if there's someone who's stationed here originally or someone who came by recently.
Of course. And
Thanks.
I will run it through my databases.
Violet, roll me a Comtech check.
Can I assist?
Yeah, you just did. So yes, but give it a +1 to your base dice there.
So 96.
96. Yeah, 90.
96.
Yes.
1 success.
Cool. So yeah, you get a hit, and it's your, what you have left of the data files of Dr. Jeffries and his team. There were 12 of them initially. Lewis is on that roster, and it does pop up. And as you are digging through that part of your database, you start to hear static. You start to hear murmuring. You start to hear voices. You start to get a feeling that There's radio waves and chatter moving all around you, and you're hyper aware of it. And after it all seems to start to clear up and go silent for a second, you hear a crystal clear voice go, "Good afternoon, Violet. I'm so glad to have you back. We have a lot to discuss." And we're going to call it right there, folks.
No!
The voice of Leonard, played by Michael Fassbender. We all want to acknowledge that we got the great and talented Michael Fassbender to make a cameo. It only cost us about $500,000. Yeah. Scene.
Oh my goodness. I feel like but there's so much there. There's so much more. Oh my goodness. We have to wait a whole month. Oh boy. Oh, so sad. That was exciting. I'm still processing. I'm like, wait, what? That was super fun. Let's go around and let's say who we are and where we can find you online with a crazy cliffhanger. Let's start off with the man himself, producer Travis. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good. We made it. Yes. I have been cooking this up for a few weeks. I was super nervous about it, but especially since we're playing this system, which I like a lot. And so, you got to set up a lot of stuff, man. Got to set them all up because we're going monthly. So we got a whole thing going. And yeah, like I said, and just to take a second, we're throwing in Blade Runner. We're throwing in all kinds of stuff. It's all fair game. As far as I'm concerned, for cinema from about 1979 to 1996, and maybe a little bit beyond that. So I'm just having a blast. I'm so glad I get a chance to do this. Thank you, Lindy, for letting me play this game. My favorite part was is the end. I'm really glad everybody was kind of had like a, seems to have enjoyed where we stuck it at the end. So I'm really glad about that, and I'm really excited about next time. Aliens, baby. Playing a game that's not out yet. I'm not afraid of that shit. Bring it on. See you next month.
Awesome. And we have our demolitions expert, Brewer. How is that for you tonight?
Oh, man. Intense. I just loved how gritty and how you described everything as so dirty and awesome. And I'm a D20 coup de grace. You can find me playing D&D on this channel a lot, and sometimes I'm playing games on my Twitch, so come check me out. Thanks.
Awesome. We have our favorite synth in the universe, Violet.
Hi, I'm Nugatosaurus. I play Violet. I'm here once a month, and then also every Monday and Tuesday playing D&D. And then I do occasionally stream on my own channel doing just variety gaming. And I think my favorite part was when Violet and McKeelson were talking towards the beginning of the stream, and McKeelson was like, "Yeah, you're cool," and I was like, "Do I need a code? Like what?" That just cracked me up. I just made myself laugh with that.
I loved it. McKeelson and Violet are the unlikely friends of this group, and it tickles me. But we also have your typical excellent space marine, Blaze. How are you doing tonight?
Good. I had fun getting into character for Blaze and trying to get in the headspace and feel out this new system too. So I'm interested to see what this can bring to us. I think it's a little bit cleaner than what we were trying last time. So it's a little bit easier to make sense, and that makes it nice. And I had fun tonight. You can find me as Shiny Pilot 206 on Twitches, Twitters, and favorite part was, I think I enjoyed all the little references. You're throwing in a lot of references that I was getting, Trav, for a lot of different movies that were some of my favorites growing up, and yeah, it's just fun to see them coming out.
Awesome. That was super duper fun. We also have Deception Check, Granger, our man that I don't know if I should trust or not trust yet still. I keep going back and forth on it. I don't know how I feel.
yeah, I'm not sure he knows what to do yet either. He's just kind of playing it along, trying to string everybody along. I don't know. I don't think he's that sneaky, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm at Deception Check. I play here once a month on Fridays for this amazing game. And then on Mondays, every week, I DM Mondays in Exandria with this group. And Tuesdays, we play Mists of Ravenloft, and I get to play in that and be a character. It's a lot of fun. We have a good time on this channel with these fine friends of mine. And let's see, favorite part. I have to go along. I think Violet is kicking so much ass in this game. Violet is great, and I loved the whole that exact same spot you liked, Nugget, when you were just like, should I get a coat? I'm not sure what's going on. Am I cold now? Is it like it's how quickly you jumped on that and how sincere it was when you asked was just on point. It was great. And I also really got to say that Shiny Pilot is kicking butt as Blaze. He is that soldier that you have to know. And I cannot compliment McKeelson because I just cannot like McKeelson getting the promotion. That, oh my God, if I could have shot someone at that point, McKeelson getting this promotion, I was like, no. All right, thanks.
They want to promote who?
Exactly. Like the only person that isn't qualified on the squad gets the promotion. No.
I'm
Travis,
qualified to get promotion.
I'm sorry, but that scenario seems to be very military, today's military, which is kind of funny. But anyways.
It's totally is. Yeah, I can't believe that McKeelson got promoted. I was tickled, and also at the same time I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to make decisions and stuff now. But
It's called falling up.
it is. McKeelson's conflicted about it, but is like, well, if this puts me at a higher pension when I hopefully retire very, 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 very soon. McKeelson's that cop that's not that doesn't really care about their job, that's just like 3 days away from retirement, but also completely faked their credentials to get there. So it's like, please don't find out in the next span of time. My favorite parts was just, I really liked the bar with everybody at it at the CD Marine base. That was great, and just the disgusting ship to take us to and from our ship. That was fun. I also liked Blaze and Brewer, just them two palling around a little bit. That was fun. And also McKeelson and Brewer being like, oh wait, no, do you want to go for her? Do you want me to go for like who should? Apparently they have the same taste, which is hilarious. We'll see what happens with that. Watch out, Kennedy. But yeah, this is my channel, obviously. If you're watching here, you're a Laugh Love Lindy. We are here every Monday and Tuesday night. Mondays, Monday Exandria. Tuesdays with Mists of Ravenloft, where we take old 1st, 2nd, 3rd edition Ravenloft modules and old Dungeon and Dragon magazines, confirm up to 5th edition, and play through them. Currently, we are playing through a Dungeon magazine, a little snippet, and it's super duper fun, so come check it out. And also, tomorrow morning is our other once-a-month game, Teenagers from Outer Space, where you will find myself and Travis tomorrow on, and we are going to have a blast. We are still at summer camp, because summer camp was so good, we had to have a part 1 and part 2. So tomorrow's part 2 of summer camp. If you missed part 1, don't feel bad. It's just summer camp shenanigans. If you've been to summer camp, you'll know. If not, you'll find out tomorrow. So thank you all so much for watching. We had an absolute blast, and hopefully we'll see you all tomorrow. Have a great night, everyone.
Bye.